Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a 12-hour wear test on the new XX Revolution Glow foundation, and I'm very curious to see how this foundation wears throughout the day on my skin because I have combination skin and I usually tend a little bit towards a more matte base. So this is my skin at half an hour, but if you want to know how I applied it and how it wears, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm currently in the middle of filming my next Sailor Moon inspired makeup, and for this wear test I'm going to be using my current favorite primer. That is the Primark Vitamin Primer, and this one is hydrating, so I'm just using a little bit. Nothing too much. So again, this is the packaging of the foundation, and I have mine in the shade FX7, which turned out to be very light for me, especially now in the summer. So I know it's probably not the best for a wear test, but I am going to have to mix it with a little bit of liquid bronzer because I don't actually have darkening drops. I'm using the Kiko Free Soul liquid bronzer, and I'm taking about 1.5 pump of foundation and a little bit of the liquid bronzer on my hand. I've actually tried this one of these days and it did work well, so I'm mixing it on my hand, and that's a better match for me, even though I think this shade does come quite light. And even though this one I think it says is a medium buildable coverage, I actually think it does have quite a full coverage even with one pump. So that is pretty much all of it. And recently I've been loving to blend foundation with a brush. So this is the Kiko 05 round foundation brush. Just dimming the light a little bit, but still you can see it's a little bit light, even mixed with the bronzer. So I guess I could really easily go for like 8 or 8.5. And as you can see, this is definitely a lot of coverage. Okay, and that definitely looks very light for my skin, but with the liquid bronzer I did balance it a little bit, and I'm also going to be doing another trick. Now for concealer I'm also using one from that Kiko Free Soul collection, that is this one, that is actually a little bit dark. Okay, so I'm going to be using two different powders. For my under eyes, I'm using the Kiko Invisible Touch powder. This just really helps the under eyes be very crease proof and look a little bit more almost airbrushed. And normally I would use this powder for my entire face, but because the foundation is so light, I'm going to be using this one from Kiko. This is the Matte Fusion Pressed Powder, and this is in the shade 02, which has a little bit of a color, and this really helps to level that foundation tone. And I also really like this powder. Does have a little bit of color. I prefer the other one, but for this I definitely think this one is better. And even though it's mattifying, you can definitely see glow on my cheek. Okay, and the foundation is set. The color is a little bit more balanced and you can still see a glow. So I do have combination skin and I don't actually have my phone here because my charging cable is really short, but it's 8:30 a.m. so I will try to give an update at 4 hours, 8 hours, and then finally at 12 hours to see how the foundation is holding up. At this point, it is mattified, even though you can still see it glow. It's not creasing, it's very full coverage. So I definitely have a lot of things to do at home and it's also really hot. So this will actually be a very hard wear test for this foundation, but we'll see how it holds up. Okay, so this is the first update and I've been wearing this foundation for 4 hours. It is now noon and I'm starting to notice some things. I also had to put up my hair and my gloss is kind of wearing off. So I'm just removing the rest of it and let me zoom you in a little bit. And I'm also going to dim the lights because I think it will be easier to see. So I do have a crease on this smile line, but most foundations do that. It is starting to get a little bit oily in the center of my forehead and also a little bit on my chin. And on my nose is already rubbing off a little bit, especially here, but that's probably my fault because I've been wearing my glasses. So I am just going to tap this area a little bit with my foundation brush and also here, nothing too much. That made it a little bit better. So I am a little bit concerned with the shininess on my forehead, but so far I'm still pretty comfortable with the way this foundation is looking. So I will be back at 4:30 p.m., something around that, to see after 8 hours of wear how it's looking. Okay, so this is the 8-hour update. It's now almost 4:30 and I am looking very oily. My forehead, around my nose, my chin, and especially around my nose, there's a lot of foundation wearing off. This smile line has increased again and I also have some sort of stripes on my nose. So I would definitely feel the need to powder by now. So I'm just going to tap the foundation around my nose and maybe apply some powder. I'll see. But I definitely feel my face very oily. Almost like the foundation is melting off. So I'm just going to take some mattifying powder. I'm using again the Kiko Invisible Touch, but I don't want to add too much because I still want to do the 12-hour update. So I'm just powdering a little bit around my nose, also on my chin. And I'm also powdering a little bit in the center of my forehead just to mattify those areas a little bit. And also I forgot to mention that I did use some setting spray, the Primark Fix and Perfect. Okay, so that is looking a little bit more comfortable. And I'm just going about the rest of my day, and I'll come back for the final 12-hour update. Okay, so this is the final update. It's now 8:30 p.m. and this is as real as it gets. I am tired, I am sweaty, and my hair looks like a mess. I'm wearing my glasses because I actually thought this would be really interesting to show you something. So as I mentioned, on the area where I'm wearing my glasses, the foundation is slipping off a lot, and I would actually feel my glasses slipping from the foundation. And once I take it off, you can see that in this area it's pretty much worn off. So if you also wear glasses, that's really something to consider. The foundation that wears off less, like this for me, is the Maybelline Superstay 24 Hour. That one is really good for no transfer. Now, as I mentioned, I'm very sweaty. I just finished a big pile of ironing, and around this area is looking really bad, and it's looking very shiny and oily on the T-zone, but on the rest of my face is actually looking still very glowy, but a natural glow, not an oily glow. And also, I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell, but on my forehead it looks very oily, but it actually didn't break. Also, my eyeshadow is wearing off a little bit, but that's something from another video. So if you have a dry skin, maybe this foundation would suit you better. And if you have combination skin like me, or especially if you have oily skin, you should maybe avoid using this one at least for the entire day. If you can do some touch-ups throughout the day, I think that would be a good thing. But if you can't do that, maybe this won't wear the best. Still, I actually like it. I think if I have somewhere to go, like a party or especially at night, that I'm not going to be wearing the foundation for more than 4, 5, 6 hours, something like that. I think it is a very pretty foundation, and still from the rest of my face it looks very good. I actually really like it, but for my combination skin it doesn't wear very well for a long period of time. But right now I just want to go take my makeup off because it's been a very long day. But if you like this video and if you found it helpful, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried this foundation or what is your favorite foundation. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new videos every Monday, Thursday and Saturday. And that is everything for this one. Thank you so much for watching.